Hello, my dear friends. This is Lada from Astrolada.com. And today I'm here with one of your favorite astrologers, Trifon Nikolov, who uses Sidereal Babylonian astrology like the ancients did. And he has some good news for you. I'm not putting on my camera because my eyes are swollen because we were cutting grass yesterday. I seem to have some allergy. So you're just gonna look at nicely shaved master astrologer Trifon. Hello, Trifon.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Hello. So I'm suggesting probably this problem with the face is connected with the face of Saturn that is approaching for you.
What phase?
Saturn, you know, is about to become retrograde after 2 days.
Yes. Oh, okay. And I'm retrograding. My eyes are
do you know that Saturn is ruling your face?
as the ruler of the second house?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And the eyes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
well, I'm retrograding with Saturn.
so maybe all the people who have like Capricorn rising in Sidereal and Aquarius in tropical, which are the same things. Some of them can have some issues.
Yeah, anyone that actually is ruled by Capricorn, by Saturn, can also have some issues when Saturn is becoming stationary. And
absolutely, absolutely. This was the first topic in the video today for me in the list.
Okay.
The fact that Saturn is about to become retrograde. Actually, Saturn now is already in the so-called phase. So he is ruling the days. He's ruling the days, 7 days before and 7 days after he becomes retrograde. So around 10 days ahead are having a really strong influence from Saturn for the entire world, of course.
So if people are feeling sluggish or a bit down,
or maybe they're just going back to tasks that they were not able to do before. Definitely. As Saturn is also the planet of professional development. So I heard that like 2 million people in USA starting from the next month will start to receive benefits, for instance. So they will have to go back to work.
oh, Saturn, go back to
Saturn
work.
retrograde. Yes. Going back to the probably heavy work for some of them and so on. So, and this can be in different on different levels, true for everybody, of course. Me, you, and everybody. Because Saturn in this way will show what we have not finished before, what we've missed, that we have to go back and fill the gap of the things that we need to do. This Saturn is really strong now because he's in his own sign, no matter how you see it, tropical Aquarius or Sidereal Capricorn, it's like that. So he can be very useful, actually, in this way. If it is giving troubles for someone, this is mostly for people who have, I will talk first in Sidereal, who have Sidereal rising sign Leo. In 90% of the cases in tropical, this is projected as Virgo. And this is because for them, Saturn is ruling the 6th house. These are the people that are likely to have health issues now. Right now, a big percent of people with Leo rising in Sidereal will have some issues either about health or work, possibly. So they must be more careful right now. And when Saturn becomes a direct planet in October, their issues will be resolved, at least for most of them. And for others who have Gemini rising, me amongst them, Saturn is the ruler of the 8th house. And for them, this can mean some big transformations, some certain endings, destruction,
I just had
a crisis.
that's Cancer rising in tropical astrology if you follow Western.
Yes, exactly. So there can be certain very evident like destructive patterns in their life for different reasons. So the eighth house can be many types of crises and endings that are leading to new beginnings, of course, later. For those people, however, Saturn is also ruling the ninth house, which can bring them foreign travel or can bring them spiritual development and knowledge. To go back to Leo rising, Saturn can give them health issues, but also can make them go back to unfinished things about love and partnership. And this is the way that I'm thinking about all the signs. And the others that can be more like frustrated by Saturn now are those that have Sidereal Aquarius rising. This is projected as Pisces in tropical. Because it is the 12th house lord for them. The 12th house lord can bring a sense of suffering somehow, maybe on spiritual level. And also, again, on spiritual level, Saturn will make them have some more work in order to become more perfect beings, actually. And so on and so forth. This is on like personal level for everybody. Somehow Saturn is dealing with certain things in life. So I just listed those that can have like some more troubles compared to others.
Those are the rising or ascendant signs for which Saturn rules their 6, 8, or 12 houses.
Yes, the so-called enemy houses, Dushtana houses in Sanskrit. And so Saturn also, of course, has a big influence over entire nations. And I already have predicted before that on the Balkans, there will be troubles, like in my country, Bulgaria, and others that are ruled by Capricorn, except Greece, so almost all the Balkans south of the Danube River are ruled by Saturn. Actually, my country reached the second place in mortality from COVID in the last months, and in the world, I mean. So this came true. Now still Saturn is in Capricorn. Still for the Balkans can be some more difficult time from every respect. I'm excluding Greece from this.
India is Capricorn too.
I'm excluding Greece and Romania, but the others are there.
India is ruled by Capricorn too.
Yes, this is the next. So India also is ruled by Capricorn and Saturn in this way, and she can have troubles. We can see this in the news with the COVID wave there. And also another country, however, is specifically related to this place in Capricorn where Saturn is making a station, and this is Hungary. Okay, then, more troubles on time also for Hungary. Maybe a political crisis as for the other countries mentioned. And going back to things unfinished, but that are needed before, to be done. Saturn, as the spiritual teacher and master, being Saduno from Bulgaria, have said, is similar to a man who is coming and is showing you what is true and what is not. It's not a bad influence, actually. And in the ancient texts, the influence of Saturn is always related somehow to truth and truthfulness. Like I read in one translation from Roman Kolev about Babylonian texts about ancient omens, when Saturn is involved, when he stands in the halo of the moon, close to an eclipse. And the meaning is that the sun will speak the truth with his father in the entire land. So Saturn is actually definitely connected with truth. So now when Saturn becomes retrograde, it will make everybody to see some important truths in their lives. Truths usually that are connected with their own responsibilities and the things that they need to get done. So for people who are not lazy, this can be actually a fruitful time. For the others, another reason to have failure later, right? So another part of the meaning of Saturn and the station in Capricorn is that he is in a certain lunar mansion in Capricorn. You know, the lunar mansions that are called also nakshatras, especially in India. They are having length of 13 degrees and 20 minutes. So in every solar sign, we have 2.5 lunar mansions. And so what is the mansion that Saturn is making station in? So it is called Shravana. Shravana. It's a very interesting lunar mansion. It is connected in first place with knowledge. As it is in Capricorn and Saturn is involved, this is mostly the traditional type of knowledge, even ancient one. So Saturn here can make us go back to some traditional knowledge that we can rely upon, or to try to discover, to rediscover, to use it in a new way also. And it is probably showing also more important processes of searching for knowledge in the entire world. Of course, it can show that people who are having actually a lot of knowledge can go through difficulties too in this time. And as a result, however, Saturn can bring some more order in their lives for whoever they deserve it, of course. This depends on the personal karma. But the biggest inner meaning of this nakshatra, I think it is related with the possibility of using something like, for instance, this divine knowledge that it signifies, and to use it to defeat the negative forces and developments. Because this is the actual story that is related to this lunar mansion. You can read the legend about it. I will not describe it now.
It defeats negativity through knowledge. Is that it?
Through knowledge, yes. It's in the Indian legends, it's represented by a legend related to this mansion. And the legend is about how Vishnu, who is also presiding over this mansion, is conquering the three worlds. The three worlds. He's making this with very interesting three steps. Three steps that are signified by the three stars related to this lunar mansion. They're also, they say, similar to ears, because this mansion is related to the ability to listen and understand. And literally health-wise to the ears. So maybe more people now can have ear-related issues. However, Saturn now is accentuating on the ability now to listen, learn, and understand. This is a valuable time for this in the next months. For the entire year, actually, because Saturn is in this mansion for the rest of the year. Okay, then when next time you're thinking just to interrupt your partner and to say what you want to say, maybe it's better to stop for a moment and to listen what the other has to say. This is one of the signs. Just to listen to people. And so, probably these are some of the interesting things about Saturn that I can say right now. Everybody will feel his influence in only 2-3 days. What else is going to happen, however? Before going to the most interesting, maybe, topic for everybody, let's also mention that also Mercury is about to make important movements. So he is about to become both invisible and retrograde in a couple of days. Yeah. Okay, of course, this is not so good for people ruled by Mercury, like those who have in Sidereal Astrology rising sign Gemini and Virgo. And in tropical, these are Cancer ascendants and Libra ascendants. Most of the people there. Mercury, again, in this way, can make them go back to things unfinished and to travel, even, and to reconsider their plans in general. And they can go through a transformational time that is not so easy. This condition of Mercury will be the retrograde phase for around 20 days, beginning with the last day of this month. However, when Mercury becomes invisible in Taurus, as it is now the case, and later becoming retrograde, this can show also a lot of movements in the markets.
Mm-hmm.
And possibly, of course, financial losses. We already saw, I think, this position of Mercury is influencing the drop of the price of Bitcoin. That already happened.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. It was a major downturn.
Yes, Mercury is ruling Bitcoins, definitely.
Oh, and by the way, Saturn is offering a promotion for a few weeks on wealth and financial horoscope. It's half price now, if you're interested to check. Just saying.
Yes, so a lot of people must be interested as Mercury is making phases in Taurus and making them reconsider and wonder about the financial situation. I already mentioned that there will be big movements on the work market, job market, now, at least in USA, but also everywhere, I think. At least because in the northern hemisphere, it's summer is approaching, more active time, which coincides with Mercury turning, and now is the time when people are starting to search. And so, however, Mercury now shows danger of financial losses, especially for those who are liking to play financially. And also for others, especially for those who have actually Taurus ascendant in Sidereal Astrology, which is projected into tropical in Gemini. This is happening because Mercury is ruling their second house, the house of finances. And also this is true for people who have Sidereal rising sign Leo. because Virgo is their second house. So probably the worst situation is for them because I already mentioned them in relation to Saturn retrograde. So they have two places like finances and health afflicted by these movements. Of course, everybody will have certain changes related to these movements of Mercury. Mercury is, by the way, making this movement in the last degree of Taurus, right between the stars that are symbolizing the tips, the sharp ends of the horns of Taurus. They are related to those stars, they have actually the nature of Mars. And Mercury making station there is showing also a time a little bit more prone to give accidents for the world in general. So we can see something like that in the news, and everybody must be more careful when driving in the end of this month. It's not so good time to travel also.
The end of May 2021. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, with this station. And of course, people ruled by Mercury can feel themselves as like more conflicting at the same time. This will be normal. So, of course, Mercury becoming retrograde in Taurus, showing that the entire world is starting to think mostly about money and and missed opportunities from the last months. Mercury becoming retrograde in Taurus. So this will be the main mood for the next 30, 40 days. Like the subconscious mode dictated by Mercury. On the other side, of course, when Mercury is in Taurus, it will make people to think about the other most popular thing, which is love and sexuality. Some more intelligent people will try to reevaluate things in their life and to analyze their values in different areas of life, which is actually probably the best influence of Mercury in this way. And so, are you there, Lada?
Yes, I'm reading comments.
Okay, so in this way, Mercury actually mostly will give good results later, because in Taurus, after all, it is in a sign of Venus. And Venus is supporting Mercury by being in the same sign. So whatever problems Mercury signifies, they will have the resolution by Venus in the next couple of weeks. However, something else in the next, again, couple of days will happen that is usually seen by people as something like traditionally seen and looked upon with fear. And this is a total lunar eclipse that is about to happen. It will be 26th of May. So now that's a really interesting topic. The eclipse will be literally in Scorpio. The moon will move among the stars of Scorpio. When you look at the sky, this will be seen. And Scorpio eclipse sounds scary, right? So it is so because this is the sign of life and death and destruction, transformation, possibly rebirth. And when one see the moon in Scorpio, does not have very good feelings. However, the ancients are also leaving some other ways of understanding about eclipses. Like I mentioned this in the last time when there was a Scorpio-related eclipse, that possibly an eclipse in Scorpio means the death of the death itself, because this destructive influence of the eclipse is focusing on the destructive forces of Scorpio themselves in this way, showing that destructive models, patterns, and even people will get destroyed.
Can I just ask you, where is this eclipse going to be visible from? I read someone said from Australia mostly.
Yes. This was the next the next thing that to comment.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, don't worry. So okay, so it is not visible in Africa, Europe, Arabia, Russia. Partially, it's visible in India and Western China. Also in Eastern Russia, like Siberia, is partly visible. In Eastern China, Japan, the two Koreas, which are actually one, of course. Let's hope one day. And Western Australia, it will be visible. And it will be visible in most of the Americas, definitely.
North America and South America?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's why you said that it will have implications and importance for the USA, but for all those other countries too.
Yes, but for all of them, it's actually different because it depends. The so-called Babylonian, but actually Mesopotamian astrologers from ancient Sumer and later Syria, Babylon, Chaldea, and so on, the ancient astrologers in general, they have described rules about how to watch an eclipse and what it means in the different hours of the night. And as you can imagine, the eclipse will be happening in different hours for different countries. And because of this has different meanings in relation to those ancient descriptions that I mentioned. And so in this way, I will be commenting the ancient opinions, just giving them to you this way. So, okay, I want just to say the good news first in this case. So the good news are there because for most of the Americas, the eclipse will happen in such a time, which is early in the morning, like 4 a.m. and so on, between 1 and 4 a.m. on this time. And it is then written in the ancient texts that this means that the people who are sick will become well, will be healed. See, what more than this? All those countries, like South America, Central America, and definitely also USA, will be able to feel this influence. Healing.
Destruction of yes, healing. Yeah.
Healing of the sick people.
They're stopping mass mandates in many states here in the USA. I don't watch news, so I don't know what's happening, but I heard that many places there's no longer mass mandates, and maybe the numbers are going down, I guess.
Let's hope. But I think when the eclipse is showing this, it will happen, because each time that I checked those ancient opinions, always they were correct. Always. That's because they had centuries of experience of watching the eclipses, and maybe even millenniums. Okay, the sick will be healed, they will become well. This is the main meaning for the Americas,
Trifon, you received a tip of $25 for the good news.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. It's, a lady sent it.
Okay.
I'll send it to you.
So this actually sounds in harmony with the temp of vaccination, like in USA, for instance. So, or at least people can think in this direction. Whatever the case, it is this meaning. Okay, so the effect of this eclipse in this way, like in the Americas that I said, healing will be 10 months. This is for the next 10 months after the eclipse.
The influence of the eclipse is 10 months.
Yes, so this is till March 2022. With the end of March 2022.
Following eclipses?
What?
What about the following eclipses, the later on? It is in November, December.
So this is another topic, but this eclipse will be still in motion, 10 months. In this way for Americas, for other countries, it's in different way, as you will see. So the eclipse is not visible in Africa, in Europe, so we cannot say the same thing for Europe and Africa. In this way.
This is great news.
Yeah, so now let's talk of the other side. Well, in the countries where the eclipse will fall in the early evening, right, so this is some parts of Central and Eastern Asia, Eastern Australia also, Thailand, Malaysia. For them, there is this opposite meaning, epidemic or pandemic, sickness.
Oh, Asia, Malaysia, yeah?
Yes, so Central and Eastern Asia in general, and,
What about India?
and Western Australia.
Does India fall there?
Partially, yes. So India has both the Saturnian influence and the influence of the eclipse. So this looks like a focus of the troubles on India. Definitely, it looks like that also from the news, from reality. However, this influence of the of bad meanings for those countries is supposed to be mostly for 3 months, according to the ancients. I'm taking this information from the books and lessons of Roman Kolev, by the way. He's the one that gives this information.
He translated Babylonian tablets on astrology, didn't he?
Yes, he's doing that and also using already translated texts, but synthesizing, giving the information in one place. And for others, but those are like Central, Western Australia, New Zealand, Hawaii. The eclipse will fall in such a way that for them it means more expensive life.
More expensive life?
Prices will go up. This is the meaning for them.
They're going up a lot everywhere.
Yeah, okay. This means that they will have a lot of money probably, right? To spend. I'm joking just a little. So for them, it's actually okay, as far as not the other meaning, but the bad one. And so in this way, for Europe, also there is a warning, now mostly for the Balkans and Hungary, and according to some things that I saw, maybe for the next year. But this is still to come. Okay, actually, finally, we can say this eclipse is giving good news for two continents, South and North America. This is actually a lot.
May this be true? Well, I'm feeling sure it's getting more positive. People still, I personally would not take experimental gene therapies, but I'm a conspiracy theorist, so don't hate me for that. It's nothing will convince me on that. And after losing a brother on a normal vaccine, I would not even dare step close to an experimental one. But I hope like there'll be a bit more freedoms now, a bit, at least for the summer. Do you think they'll bring back the lockdowns in the autumn? Have you looked?
Oh, that's an interesting topic, right? So as you can see, the eclipse is showing a good healing process for USA and Americas, but not for the others. And as in September, Jupiter becomes again a debilitated planet, going back retrograde into Capricorn. So this can happen in some areas of the world, like Africa, Europe, maybe. Yeah, in those places, this can happen. Probably not so much in USA. Jupiter will be in this condition till December. He will go into Aquarius in December, go back into Aquarius. And after all, this is the sign of freedom, and there are also other reasons to think about more freedom at that time. So it must be not to have so much lockdowns, actually.
I'm just worried about the eclipse that's coming on the star Algol. It's a star of destruction and and death. So I'm kind of. But as you said,
yes. I remember about this eclipse. Still, it's about to come. We will comment upon those things again.
Towards the
this
end.
This is another eclipse to be commented with his own rules, right? We will see. About Algol, of course. Better let's talk at the time of the commenting of this eclipse specifically. Now, what is active is the coming eclipse in Scorpio, which actually will be good for many people.
Wonderful. Great to hear that. We need a bit of the death of death, isn't it? The death of Scorpio. Of the
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Trifon. You got more tips.
Tips. Okay.
Yeah, people are sending you tips, seriously. It's awesome. Like, I think you have $35 of tips now. Just remind me.
They're trying to make me have
They're bribing you for good news.
clearly positive videos, right?
From now on, only good news, Trifon.
I cannot be bribed, however. So whatever I see, this will be in the videos. But thank you for the good intention.
Thank you so much. And looking forward to connect with you again. Trifon is also offering reading on eclipses, half price. I think it is how the eclipses will affect you for the year 2021. What areas of your life? It's a 40-minute reading. And the other promotion he's doing is his wealth and financial horoscope for a few weeks that he's having on, I think, I don't know, 40% off or something like that. I'll put the link below. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Trifon, for taking time. It's midnight there in Bulgaria. It's 12:30 midnight for you. Go to sleep now.
Yes, thank you. Soon I will be changing places, like going back to USA.
Oh, really? Good. We'll see you here again.
Yes, yes.
Hey, have safe travels. And
Thank
we'll have you back in the USA. And then I'll take your place in Bulgaria to keep the front there for a few months.
Sure.
So thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you, everyone.
And bye-bye. See you again soon.